Shows we're streaming, 7 seconds, and there it is. I want to see how this goes over tonight. This is something that's new, actually. Um, there are some things about it I don't like, and some things about it I like. Kind of looks, guys. I mean, you can see right there when I scratch my head or move my hair back or whatever, it gets kind of hinky. But for now, this is cool. We'll go with what it is. I'm going to go bring up the big deal, and then I'm going to start sending out the Zoom invitations. And there's the echo. Hi, Tony. Good evening to you. Thank you. I know the audio had some echo there for a second when I brought this up, so I had to fix that. So now let me get the Zoom link sent out because I've already been being hit up for those. First things first, let me get Zoom started. Oh, look, it comes up over here. So before I make a mistake, I want to put this over there. And I want to go get the link. And I got the link, so now I can close that. And now I probably don't want to. Oh, that wasn't shown anyway because I've got this startup screen going. So I would have been good. That's fine. Because I'm looking at the email and okay, I can't do that because actually, as much as I want that to be done like that, I got to redo this. I got to go in and redo all my hotkeys, but that's fine. I know I went to Zoom Creds. I like this a whole lot better. I'm going to have to figure out how to do this because every time I do, okay, I'm going to have to make an adjustment here, I see. And I'll do that on the run. I think it's with this key right here. Yep, that's fine for now. I'll adjust that later. All right. Hopefully this will stay. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go with it. It's going to change. I'll just have to remember to go in and change it. And it's going to go to the Zoom creds as soon as I type in the Zoom creds. So bear with me. It'll be just a second. I'll try to get through this as quickly as I can. I might even start thinking about trying to pre-plan this day a little bit better and then going from there. But it is what it is. I'm still learning. So bear with me. I have noticed that it hasn't changed back to that in a minute. So that's kind of good. I wonder if I turn this off and then go back to this. Now let's see what happens when I go over here. Let's say I'm trying to remember where I left off. I left off there. And I guess I go here. That's what I was afraid of. Doggone it. I don't want to delete those. I don't want to keep going back to that. I guess I'll turn the Zoom creds back on because it looks like every time I hit the Z to go do Zoom creds, it's going to go over to, yep, it goes to that one. So I'm just going to turn that back on. And there's somebody wanting in already. Give me just a second. I'll go see who that was. Go over here. go to participants, and that would be Alex. So I'll let Alex in. There's Alex. So back over to here I go. And
hello, Ken.
hey, Alex. Let's see, I believe I got all of those. So now I need to go there. I got Catherine already. I go into, oh, this one I got to do differently. So I can't do that one. So did you get that email I sent you?
Yes, I did. I haven't watched it yet, but I did.
Oh, you should watch it. It's right up your alley, believe me. I found it to be very interesting. Way, way beyond me. I mean, I might be able to struggle through some of that. I don't know. Um, RQ. Somebody else wants in. Let's see who else wants in. Greg, okay.
You having camera problems? You having camera problems?
Nope, I'm not. Why would you say that?
Because you don't have your camera on.
Because I'm sending out the Zoom links. I got my Zoom thing up to block the screen so nobody sees the little green dot. I can change it to this. And my camera works just fine. But then when I type in the word Zoom in subject, it's going to go back to where it was. So.
Oh no, the dreaded green button.
Yeah, really. So as soon as I hit the Z, it changes. So I just kind of left it there for now.
Hello, Greg. Hey, what's up? Oh, not much.
I think that's everybody. Let me go through the alphabet in my head here. I got BH Ringer. Nobody under the U's. Nobody under the V's. Yep, that should be everybody. Of course, now I will get a message from somebody that says, "Oh, you didn't send me the link." Now I do have to send it. I got to actually send a personal invitation out to someone. It emailed me, and I will go do that real quick. I guess they don't have their email working yet. So there we go. That's done. Now I can bring Zoom back over to its normal location, which is
Hello, Rick.
not wanting to cooperate. Zoom
What's
can
up,
go
Rick?
over there.
Not much.
Okay, Zoom is up and running. And cannot start, failed to start the video because this video is used in another settings. Okay, forgot about that. That could be an issue. Let me solve that problem real quick.
Yeah, I might have an issue on that board. I don't know if I got a bent pin on it or not. Ooh. What's some, I don't know, maybe the light or something, but something didn't work right. But I'll find out. I have an issue. I have an issue I would like to bring up. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Okay, go ahead.
This is kind of the same issue as my mom's computer. It's just a different. One of her programs is experiencing the same thing and has for quite a while, but it's a different program. My OBS, I pinned my OBS to my taskbar, and down here it's got that little white page looking icon. The actual icon is not there. Yeah. And it don't matter if I unpin it and try to repin it, it won't show up. The icon like the rest of these. But and her print shop program she uses to make the bulletins for church is the same way. Delete the icons on the taskbar and then go back into your start menu and then pin them pin them back to the taskbar. I tried that and it don't work. That may be a software issue, dude. Well, like I said, it's happened like the on my mom's computer with another completely different software program she uses, and it's not a big deal because it still opens up and it still works. It's just the icon is not there. Well, as long as it works, yeah. Now, for her computer, I tried to uninstall the software and reinstall the software about half a dozen times. The icon would come back when I pinned it to the taskbar. The icon would come back, and then the next time I reboot, after 2 or 3 times of rebooting, it would go away.
That's the only thing that would come to my mind is what Rick suggested. I'd probably do that until it worked. I'd force it to work. So.
Yeah, it sounds like that part of the file of this is my OBS here. This icon, this white icon down here is my OBS.
We're not seeing your screen right now. You stopped sharing it.
Well, okay, I'll reshare it. The white icon down here is the OBS, and it's been working ever since I've had it installed, and all of a sudden today it's not showing the icon.
I'd delete it and start over. I mean, that's. Did you update your OBS?
No, it's still running the same. It doesn't even tell me there's an update when I check for updates.
Well, the first problem I see with it, and I know this from experience, is you got a white text-looking document thing. That's not right. So delete that.
I know that's not right.
Now, I'll continue. I've had that before and it wouldn't work. As soon as I delete it and put it back, the OBS little goofy thing comes back and it works just fine. So you might want to try it. It do work.
What do you mean you delete it? Because I got it open right now. I can't close it or it'll stop the...
Well, yes, I know that, but you have to set your priorities. Do you want that little white text looking box thing to go away and OBS to be pinned, or do you want to continue streaming and forget about it and not do it until later? Me? I'm probably
It's fine. I haven't restarted the computer, so it might fix itself automatically when I restart the computer. And if it don't,
you never know.
Then I'll look at it at the end. But my mom's little white icon for her print software that she uses for the bulletin has been that way, and I've tried to uninstall and reinstall that software at least a dozen times. And the icon comes back right after I reinstall it, and whenever the computer gets rebooted again or something like that, the white icon comes right back, but the software still works.
Okay, so I'll play dumb question night. Do you delete the white icon before you restart the computer? I can answer that question. It's kind of...
I would.
Well, do you? The question is, do you? You say you delete it and then it comes back. Before you restart the computer, do you actually delete the white text-looking icon? Try that. Well, Blackwatch says he wants it all. He wants it all and he wants it now. Just pass along the message. So how's everybody? So how's
glitch? After resetting my account on my old computer, of course, I had to go in and personalize everything. So set up my screensaver. Just it shows a number of images from the photos folder, and once the screensaver kicks in, neither the keyboard nor the mouse will stop the screensaver. I have to hit Control-Alt-Delete, then the mouse will stop the screensaver.
It took me a while to figure out what the text-looking thing was, and once I did, every time I see it, I just delete it, restart, it's good, put it back on there, and it's good. So, I do want to share with you something, if I can find it. I just did this like maybe 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. Hi, Catherine.
Hello, Catherine. Hi. Hello, everyone. How are you? Good. Yourself? Yes, very good.
Okay, I found it. So I'm just going to move this over here rather than share. I'll share it to everybody, YouTube and everybody. I did this real hastily. It says your January 12th, 2022. Your post will be moved lower in the news feeds for at least 90 days. And then it says, why is your account restricted? You repeatedly shared false information. This is my little sister's Facebook account. She's been put in a different form of Facebook jail. Now, I'm bringing this up and showing you this because I would like to get your opinions on this. What do you think about that?
False information. What is?
If you post anything that goes against the government and Facebook and Twitter and Twitch and all the other places that contradicts what they're telling everyone, you're considered putting out false information, no matter how true it is.
I don't
Yeah,
agree
my
with
mom-
that statement at all.
Well, I agree too, but I mean the overall concept of because they don't like what you're saying, you're no longer going to be considered in the top whatever tier of how posts are made.
I don't think it's a question of whether they like what you're saying. I really think it is a question of whether what you're saying is true or not. I believe it.
My mom made a Twitter account just so she could follow people, and she don't even post a thing. And supposedly she got banned or whatever they call it, just for liking other people's stuff that they posted. Because she don't post anything.
See, I have camera problems tonight. So Jeff, you're saying that maybe she's technically posting inaccurate information that is false? Oh, that looks good.
Well, now this is just based on my observations of people I see on Facebook. I've not seen anybody get put in Facebook jail, so to speak,
Oh, I have.
for stuff that was true.
So if Dr. Fauci comes out and says something and you repost it and then you get nailed for false information, how does that work?
Was what he said true or not?
I don't know, but everything else he says, he goes on national news and he gets up there and speaks to America and tells us this is what we should be doing. And if he says something and it gets
In Fauci's
posted,
case, he's had mixed messaging, I think.
well, I agree with that too.
Some stuff has been, he's been called out.
Before I say what I'm about to say, remember last night I said I was going to lose 50 subscribers?
Yeah.
I only lost one.
Yeah.
But I'll probably lose a good.
Subscribe.
Yeah, I'll lose 3 or 4 on this. I personally believe it's censorship. I personally believe it goes against your First Amendment rights to say what you want. I'm lucky that I'm smart enough not to do stupid stuff like that. My sister, on the other hand, not so much.
Ken?
Yes.
Well,
Simple. You can listen to Fauci or whatever his name is. Yes. Then you think about it. Then you decide for yourself if it's right or wrong. Yes.
Yeah.
The information he spreads. And then you just do nothing. You don't do a retweet. You don't do a repost. You don't do just nothing. Yes. And then you have no problems. Yes.
well, I guess on this sort of thing, it's not a First Amendment issue if it isn't the government censoring you. The First Amendment only protects us against government interference. Now, Facebook or Twitter, whatever, they're private entities, they can do whatever the heck they want.
Yeah.
If they were censoring you for something that was true, I would not agree with that. So, if you see instances of where they're sticking you in jail for something that's not,
Yeah, I thought about that, Jeff. I actually did. That it's a private entity, so therefore the First Amendment doesn't apply. You guys still see me on camera?
yep.
I can.
This is weird. Okay, cool.
I mean, now they can shut me up for saying something that is true. I wouldn't agree with it. And if they shut you up for saying something that's true, I wouldn't agree with that either.
Hey, Jeff,
Yeah.
I agree with everything, I caught only half of what you said. But actually, I checked on what you're saying. You're 100% right. But the government has given Facebook money for their internet timelines.
For their what?
Timelines, internet connections around the country. They've given them almost $1 billion, which,
Really?
yeah, they don't need it, but we've helped them.
So
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 that's why
That
Zuckerberg.
seems to me sort of a waste of government money.
Yeah, but at that point, it puts government's hands in the pie.
So what do you guys think of this thing on? Go ahead.
But yet again, it's not the government. If the government's pressuring them to do stuff, then I wouldn't agree with that either.
I agree with you. I'm just saying we do have money in the pie that
Yeah.
they didn't get, you know.
I mean, now don't get me wrong. If Facebook, even though they're private, is censoring something that is true, I would not agree with that.
I have a problem with all of them, and I've said this before. When you take a sitting president, I'm not a fan, and take him off your media, that doesn't seem quite right to me.
I guess I would think even a sitting president should be treated by the same standards as anybody else. And if they want to blast Biden, for example, I mean, for doing something, if it's similar stuff, I wouldn't object to that either.
So real quick, what do you guys think? Check out YouTube right now. What do you think of this little contraption I throw together?
You know what you need to put one up is where you can find out where your password is.
I can click on the little green thing real quick if that helps. I
mean, so you're looking at the Zoom background, you sitting in front of it?
Well, the Zoom background is actually this one right here. That's all that is. That hadn't changed.
Yeah, but I see you and I see your email.
Right. So what I did was I added me, and then I can actually go in here and move me over to here if I want. It's just something I'm experimenting with. It's a green screen effect without green screen effect without the green screen. And there is some, like if I put my hand up, you can see it's screwy. Maybe wrong choice of words, but it's got some issues.
Yeah. I mean, I'll show my ignorance here about what OBS does, but OBS lets you blend images from several feeds.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I could add a background. I could add another one up here if I wanted to. I could just come over here.
I mean, never used it, don't broadcast, completely ignorant how you do all this stuff.
Well, I could add text real quick, and I'm going to go, I want to name this text right here, but you guys can't see this, but, and then I want to go, this is for, and I will say okay. I will move it. Now you can't see it until I figure out where it's got to go. Hang on one second. This is where I get confused because you have to put it in a specific order. Let me turn off the zoom cred. There we go. So there's what I just created.
You got to change the color of your text. Oh, okay.
And then if I want
something, ISF. Oh.
It's there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm starting a new language. I'm supposed to be able to stretch that, but I can't remember. Okay, so you're there, I'm there. I should be able to bring the Zoom creds back in. Oh, you know what, Gary, I think you're correct. Let me turn that off.
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to see it.
Right. So let me change the color. Didn't even think about that.
Dark red would look nice.
Okay, I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to center it.
You can make it dark red for when everybody cuts my throat.
Well, that doesn't look dark red, but there it is. And then I could move it up here. I can make it smaller, move it wherever I want. It's the more I kind of go down the rabbit hole, the worse it's
now it's black on that one.
Yeah, even though it's clearly red. Now I could go change it to a blue. I don't know how the blue. I did watch one earlier tonight that I sent to Alex, and the guy made it blue on blue. And you would think that would be horrible, but it actually served a really good purpose. Now, why did it not change? It should have changed to blue on blue. because it's still red. I had this issue earlier too.
You said there's a certain order you got to do all this stuff in?
Yeah, once you get them, I mean, I've got scenes that has 4 and 5 and 6 different sources, and if I don't get them in the exact order they're supposed to be, 307 FD. No, it's not going to change for some reason, but it's real simple fix. Just go in there and turn it off, and it's gone. Hit over there, and it's gone. Nobody can see the boxes. But I'm going to get rid of the camera so I can get the camera back on Zoom. And hit OK. So I did send Alex a link earlier because this guy gets into the programming. Jeff, you might like it too. This guy gets into the programming aspect of it where it breaks down how this works. And he goes, oh, if you want to change this, he goes and shows you where it's at and how to change it. And then he created. He was within a box. He goes, oh, watch this. And he types it 1,000,000 miles an hour. And he goes, watch this effect. And he hits it. And it changes everything.
It wasn't Dr. Rob, was it?
No, it wasn't Dr. Rob. No,
I don't think I'm going to get. I don't think I'm going to do all that right now. All I have for right now, all I have is an image to throw up there if I want to start the stream before you. If I want to start the stream a minute or two before you start the stream, and I can mute OBS so there's nothing coming out. And when you start the stream, I can hide the picture and just show the Zoom.
Well, when you were doing the virtual thing on the virtual machine we made, you did some things that made me think about that. No, the guy's name is Scott Fitchner, or Fitchter, however you want to pronounce it. I think it's Fitchner, even though there's no N in it.
And then when I'm streaming those games, I just have my video capture device feed into OBS, and then I put then I make a window capture inside of OBS, make it capture the Zoom window, so I can put the virtual background behind me, and like I have now, and you can still see my still see my face, and then people can. Then if I copy the link and put it in the description, people can talk to me, and then when I disconnect everything, the link is dead. So that when the video's going out, you see my face in the upper right hand corner, and my and the game, and then you can hear the game audio, my audio, and the Zoom audio all at the same time.
Alex, I have a question.
Yes, Catherine?
You were talking about the program, the white symbol on the desktop before, and then can ask if you deleted it before you restart the computer. Yes?
I deleted it. I tried to delete it and put it back, but
No, wait.
But I haven't
Now.
started yet.
And now I'm asking you, did you, right after you deleted the symbol, did you right click and choose refresh the desktop before you restarted the PC?
No, I did not.
Yeah, do that. And then see what happens. And then you let me know, please.
So I'm going to go kill all these hotkeys.
You can do it all the time.
So how do I get rid of hotkeys? Because once you create, oh wait a minute, I think you did it like this. Nope.
You can arrange the hotkey for the Zoom.
I'm going to erase all my hotkeys because every time I go in, like I was replying to someone in chat, when I hit a specific letter, then up pop the globe. So what I've got to do is I've got to create a weird combination of hotkeys, or I got to buy that stupid little box that everybody wants me to buy, which probably is not
the Doug box.
Yeah, we'll call it the Doug box because I can't think of what it's called. But that's good, Jeff. I like that, the Doug box.
Well, I don't know what it is either. I've seen it on his
It's
desk.
called an Elgato Stream Deck.
Stream Deck.
Will it work if I don't have an
He's got the
Elgato card?
15. He's got the 15 key version, the original version. They also make a 6 key version. I don't think they make one that's a little larger than the one he's got, maybe.
So his is a 15, you say?
It is a 15 key right now on Amazon. The one he has is $143, and the mini version, the 6 key version, is $99.
I probably couldn't figure out how to use the 16 version.
Well, see, you've got to download the Elgato software and then program that to work with OBS. So that when you set that up to work with OBS, so that when you press a button on for like muting your audio, it mutes your audio in OBS.
Okay, I think I solved it. I just ran a real quick test, putting a stupid little chat into YouTube. I think I covered most of the letters. I covered the ones I know were hotkeyed, and it didn't change, so that's good. So, cool.
We've got snow flurries here tonight.
I backed the car in the garage in anticipation we may have snow on the ground in the morning, but I did watch the 6 o'clock news, and now it's kind of going around us a little bit. But the guy said, "You never know; it could change directions again." So, who knows?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Alex.
I sent out that email yesterday to my interviewer, and I have not gotten a response. Is it bad if I don't get a response for my
2 days?
thank you note?
Was it just a thank you note? I wouldn't necessarily expect a response at all. All you said was thank you for the interview. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I thought you already, excuse me, Jeff, didn't you already send her one?
Alex,
Yes, I did. I sent one yesterday.
And you sent one today?
I did not.
Okay, you just sent one.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah,
I wouldn't expect anything until you hear a decision at this point. The thank you note is just a courtesy sort of a thing, and it lets them know that you really are interested.
I have another question, Alex. Did you change the thumbnail on the video?
Did I change the thumbnail? Yes, Catherine, I did change the thumbnail.
Good, thank you.
You
I
said
did that
earlier,
last
Alex,
night. As soon as you said something, I changed it before we even disconnected on Zoom.
Oh, good. Yeah, you did it while we were still live. Yes, very good.
yeah, Alex, when you were reporting on your interview, you did say that instead of the standard 2-week thing, they said it could be like from 1 to 2 weeks, right?
They said next week. She specifically said next week.
Okay, well, next week goes all the way till Friday.
Yeah.
So don't get
And I don't think it'll be Monday, because Monday's a holiday, and that's not all business. Not all business is closed on Monday, so I don't.
What day was your interview? What day of the week? Thursday?
Wednesday.
it would take even 2 weeks. I wouldn't hold her to her 1 week or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd give them time now.
And don't send any more things to her or anything else unless they requested it.
I won't. I'm just.
I know it's hard to
They
say.
said that they was at the very. They said that they was at the very end of the first round of interviews. So by next week they should have a decision.
You know, it should, doesn't mean they will,
As
though.
far as the first round of, and I knew that.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that's what I was told.
How long was the job open for? About 4 to 6 weeks, you said?
Longer than that.
So there might not be any more rush to actually hire somebody either. So don't worry about it. It'll come.
Good point.
because it was open for this particular job was open before I graduated because my buddy, one of my other buddies applied for it and interviewed, and he didn't get the job, and he did that before I graduated, and then apparently then they took the job down, and then it got put back up, and it's been up since at least November because that's when I applied for it.
But given their slowness and throughout this whole thing, it looks to me like from their viewpoint, they're more interested in getting the right person than getting somebody quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Real
This
good
makes
point.
sense. It makes
And I
sense.
think from your experience, you said during the interview, sounded to me like you probably have got the technical background that they're looking for, or at least nobody indicated that you didn't.
Nobody indicated anything to me in any way that would make me think that they would not be they would not want me back for a second interview, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, now this is just based on my own experience. I haven't changed jobs that many times, but the last job search where I actually had to go through a bunch of interviews and whatever, when it was all said and done, that my hiring supervisor said that they knew from my resume and from the comments a friend of mine that was already working there had said that I had the technical background they wanted. But the purpose of the interviews was to see whether I fit into the culture there or not, basically. And you find that in the corporate world. So now all of that sort of thing is very specific to individual companies. So
Hey, Alex, how many people work there that you could find out?
I don't know. I don't know an exact number of how many people work there, but when I was there, when I got there, it was pretty much everybody was on lunch break, and so people was leaving and going out, and I was sitting there by the front door, and everybody. I seen quite a few people, and they all said hi to me and all that. They all was.
I mean, this location, are we talking about 100 people or tens of people or
We're
1,000 people or
just at the headquarters, just at the office where they're working. I don't know. I'd say less than 100 people.
yeah.
Are they nationwide?
They're actually worldwide.
Oh,
They have, if you go to the website, they have people in a whole bunch of different, like representatives in a whole bunch of different countries, and it just so happens that their main headquarters is 30 minutes from me.
nice.
Do they say how many work for the whole company?
That I don't know.
Did they ask you about travel?
When they didn't ask me, but when they said if I had any questions, I asked them. I said, I seen on the job description where it says um, ability to fly if needed, and they said, and I said I can't fly and all that, and they basically said that that wouldn't be an issue, and we make accommodations for somebody else to go. If it come down to that, but because of COVID, they normally before COVID didn't have to travel that much, and because of COVID, it's went down even less. So
What's the name of this company?
ACDI, the website is acd-inc.com.
Okay.
And they also have a YouTube channel that basically explains all of their, with a whole bunch of webinars and explains how all their software works and everything that I've been looking at.
That's crazy. It's a real cool picture that goes with this, and the aisle bar is more centered than what it's showing up here, so I don't know what's going on there. I'll work on that later. That's a little bit better, not much. I wish I could get it's got a coffee cup in it, it's what it's got, so.
Hey, put a coffee cup underneath it.
Yeah, it has it actually.
Man, I understand what y'all are saying, but it's in my position, if you're looking at it from my point of view, it's hard for me. I told them to a specific time frame when they say they'll call me or email me next week. When they say it very specifically like that, I'm expecting to get a call or an email next week.
Yeah, I mean, one way or the other, you might get the. Thank you very much for your interview. After further consideration, we've decided we're going to go down a new road, or at this time or you'll get congratulations. Your second interview will be on this date at such and such time. So, I mean, I think they'll follow up with an email, sure. I'm going to go grab coffee. Just pretend there's a picture on that.
Yeah? Uh-huh.
That's one of the nice things about interviewing today. You just send an email.
One of the things I find aggravating just from a societal viewpoint now is for just ordinary jobs, like you want to go work at Target or Walmart or Kroger's or wherever. Most companies now won't take any applications except online.
Yeah.
And I find that to be very disconcerting. I guess I'm just
There is actually a family-owned restaurant here in town, right down the road from me. That when they're looking for jobs, they will post on Facebook, waitresses needed or whatever. But they'll say they don't even have a website for you to apply. They'll say on Facebook, absolutely no phone calls. Come to apply in person.
I like that better.
But that's a family-owned business, a family-owned restaurant that they only have 2 locations.
But a lot of times, bigger outfits that do the online applications and all that, they're hiring an HR company perhaps to do an initial screening. And my personal opinion is that a lot of good potential candidates will often get screened out of that kind of a process. What do I know?
Yes.
And the man of the hour is back in the middle of my screen.
Yep, I am back.
But as far as the people I've actually be working with and seeing on a day-to-day basis that actually work the headquarters of that place, it seems to be a small, like tight-knit community.
Yeah, it's just kind of a curiosity question, Alex, but what was the percentage of the time you spent with the HR people as opposed to the technical people?
Oh, their HR person or hiring manager or job interviewer person was in there at the same time as the technical guy was.
How long did he ask
Both in
questions?
there at the same time.
Well, how long did he ask questions?
She had, when it started, she had asked me basically one question. What are 3 words you would use, 3 adjectives you would use to to define yourself or whatever. And after that, that was pretty much the only question that she had, and the rest of them were technical questions.
Well, that's, I like that part of it anyway.
I got a question. I mean, I got an answer. Let me turn
Okay.
let me lower my hand. So, hopefully you didn't answer it like I did when they said, 3 words like you just said. I said, good, great, greatest.
No, I didn't answer it like that.
Probably good.
No,
I hate that kind of.
I don't even think that's a pertinent question for a job interview.
Yeah, but there's HR people like to play games and stuff like that.
Yeah, but when they come back with, well, what are you talking about, Mr. Stout? They don't understand it at all.
The rest of it was discussion and technical questions.
I've read a number of articles recently about interviewing, just I don't know why I stumbled onto them, but the other thing that they always like to trip you up with is, what are your salary expectations?
Now that I didn't even
Well, I know
I didn't ask that question.
Somebody starting, well, they will ask you that question sometimes, and basically what they're hoping is that you'll give them a lowball answer.
Right. They are. You're right.
Yep.
All about the money.
I imagine if they bring that up, they'll bring it up in either they'll bring it up
Well,
in
for
the
a first
interview.
job, particularly, that'll come later in the process, I would think. But the last time I was asked one of those, I was in a position where I already had my own health insurance from a job I had taken early retirement from, so I took the time to point out to them that I wasn't going to cost them any health insurance premiums. That's why you want to give me a little more money. So, don't know if it did any good.
Did you get the job?
Well, yeah.
I'd say it helped.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
But out of all the job interviews I've went to, or that I've done on the phone, or that I've done on Zoom or whatever, this one definitely seems to have gone better than any of the rest of them.
Yeah, that's good. I'll give you some little, it's an encouragement little story here. When I was in graduate school, I had a roommate who was about a year ahead of me in terms of getting finished and getting out into the real world. And he sent out literally 400 job application letters. You know how many responses he got positive? 0. And he got a job with a laboratory in Ohio because one of the guys working there knew his department head at the university we were at. Called up and said, do you know anybody who's good for doing such and such and such and such in chemistry? And the department head said, yeah, I got a guy who's just finishing up here that probably can do everything you want. And he got the interview and got the job.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping will happen with me.
Up until that time, I mean, he was, God was he depressed up until that point. After all those letters. Now, job searches and interviewing are not the same as they were back in the 1970s, of course.
I mean, it's difficult because HR basically wants young guys, yes, but with the experience of a 48-year-old, yes? And it's just not happening.
And they want to pay them less.
Yep. And a lot of it depends on the cycle of activities going on in a particular field. A couple of years before I graduated, before I got out of graduate school, there were some guys in our department. A lot of them were much sharper than I am. And they were trying to find jobs in a down cycle. And there was just nothing there. And a lot of them struggled for a year to 2 years trying to find something. And I got lucky. At the time I was getting out, we were in an upcycle for hiring. And I had, I think, 6 different job offers. And there were a couple interviews I had where I would have gotten more if I had sort of said, well, this isn't really what I'm interested in. But that was just luck of the draw. I mean, I was getting out at the right time. It wasn't because I was in greater shakes than a bunch of other people. Like I say, these other guys I knew, I considered to be much sharper than I was. And there's a lot of factors going into getting a job, at least the first job.
Well, the difference between this job interview, and all the rest of them for me is the fact that I personally know someone that works, that worked at this job, and he graduated with the exact same degree that I have from the exact same school that I did.
And if they like him, that's a plus in interviewing you.
Sure it is.
I mean, knowing somebody on the inside is always the thing. When I got laid off from a job I had for 22 years back in Tennessee, because all the funding for the work dried up, I was fortunate to have a friend that was working on a big project here in Las Vegas, who had worked with me for most of those years. And they liked him, and they took his word for what he told them about me.
So I'm hoping he
just
when I was there, he was telling all of his friends, you know, how I helped him pass the networking class, and pretty much how great of a guy I am. So I'm hoping me knowing him, because he's been working there for a couple of years already, will help me get hired.
Reference, that's a leg up. Certainly.
Yep, that's the one difference between this job interview and all the rest of them is all the rest of them I didn't have anybody that was working there, but this one I do.
We had 5 people hired in to our team one time, and they didn't involve any of us on the team in the interview. And within 2 years, they were all gone.
Okay, see how this one works.
You got people conducting an interview that don't even know anything about what we did. They can't even understand it.
Not good.
The guy that asked me the technical questions actually does work. My friend actually took me back to meet him before the interview, and explained to me what he does and all that, you know, and that was actually the guy that asked me all the questions, so I know that the guy that interviewed me knows what he's.
Well, it sounds like he's like a first level supervisor. And when I got this job here in Las Vegas 20 years ago, that was the main guy I interviewed, was the guy who ended up being my immediate supervisor. And he was, I don't know what fraction of his time, I would say he spent a quarter of his time doing administrative work and 3/4 still actually doing real engineering work. So when you have somebody that's actually working on what you're supposed to be doing, why, that's always a plus. So you can talk the same language.
Nobody noticed the picture?
But let's change the subject.
And my hand. So, did Kerry get whatever he was trying to do done today? I kind of left.
I didn't see that, so I don't know the answer. I was out doing errands most of
I
the
didn't
day.
want they switched.
Yeah, but did it work? They switched. They switched the motherboards out, and then they switched the cooler out. And
So first, they used the wrong motherboard. So they had to switch from the Asus motherboard that Terry doesn't trust to the Gigabyte motherboard. Then, at the very beginning, I said, look, this is the Deep Cool Assassin Gamers Nexus has a video on it, yes. This cooler is basically lousy, yes. So, but Carrie ignores me like always, yes. And I repeated that like 3 times, yes. In the end, I just like,
But he and Mitch were doing a build again like most Fridays.
And I wasn't
yes.
trying to compete with Carrie and Mitch earlier, Ken. I was just
That was a joke, Alex. That was a joke. Don't worry. From now on, my jokes will all be prefaced with, "This is a joke."
you don't have to do that. I knew that. It was just giving you a hard time about it.
So so first they swapped the board because they had to, because Carrie tried the gigabyte BIOS on the Asus board.
Right. Yeah, I seen that part, and everybody was trying to tell him that.
Then wondered why the Asus board is not seeing the gigabyte BIOS. Yes.
Yep.
Then he swapped over the board. Then he realized that the Assassin Deep Cool is actually lousy. Yes. I mean,
It just sounds like he's got way too much going on at one time when he's.
no, if he is not reading my comments, I try to help him. Yes. But if he is ignoring my comments, hey.
When he's building something, he ignores most people's comments.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm not just being some
Yes,
idiot.
unless you're. I found in what videos, what live videos I've watched of his, he'll pretty much ignore your comments unless he's asking if anybody has technical questions or unless anybody gives a donation. Then he'll say something.
Yeah.
Robert's
Well,
looking at. He just sent me a picture. Most of the central Tennessee area is looking from 2 to 6 inches of snow, and he's happy about that. Ugh.
yeah, most of where I live, like eastern Tennessee and on over into South Carolina, are supposed to get snow. So,
Like I
And
said,
did you like my chat that I sent you?
do I?
Did you enjoy my chat that I sent you earlier?
In Carrie's Zoom? Or,
Yeah.
yeah, I did. I saw that. I replied.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah. I just wondered because I thought it was funny. He was going to replace the motherboard, which he forgot to do. So that kind of I thought was humorous. And then I went and did some things. I come back and he's taking that monstrosity of a cooler off and putting something else on. So I left again. And then when I come back, I think they just gave up because from what I saw, it was like that wasn't working either. And they just left.
I think it's a little liquid cooling.
I think he was trying to show what test with 30 years experience do.
It's easy, yes. With this CPU, yes, and that goes for the 9900K, 10, 11, and 12 gen, yes. Just use 360 or 420 AIO, yes, and Bob's your uncle, because these TPUs, they I mean, Intel in the ARC, they for the 12th gen, and that's just the 12600K. I looked up because I had to look it up for someone. It says 125 watt TDP, but it can actually go to boost. It can actually go up to 150 watt TDP. Yes. So. And for that, you may want a cooler that can do at least, well, have some reserve, yes, 190 or 200 watt TDP, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the Deep Cool Assassin is not cutting it, yes. I mean, if you want to if you want to put in a 1K CPU onto your motherboard. And then you put the assassin on it just to make it look like you have
Hey,
a beefy system.
Hey,
Yes.
Catherine.
Yes.
You said if you want to Bakira. I don't know the Bakira, but I do know the Tango, so we could try that. These guys are tough, man.
And Ken, did you ever find? Did you find a truck yet?
Nope.
Well, my dad hasn't put it on. Has to put it on me that you don't have really information on it, but he was telling us we got somebody at church that going to try to sell. There's one who going to sell their dad's truck or whatever. So I might put some pictures of it on the website when it gets the.
Let me know right now.
But
We're
I
kind
don't
of.
know if I don't know if
We're in a holding pattern until Monday when the realtor comes out, and then we're going to make a decision from there. And if that goes not how we planned, then I might be back in the market for a truck. Or if it goes as well as we hope it will, then there won't be a need for a truck because we'll not be living in a house for a while. We'll be in an apartment complex in Indiana. So, but I appreciate you remembering that.
An interesting observation about your white green screen or whatever behind you. And when you went back to get something, you kind of faded into it. Reminded me of the scenes in the movies where somebody could talk to dead people, and you watch the guy walk into the light.
Well, they have those effects on DaVinci Resolve. I just haven't done anything in that for a while. Anything of.
No, but when you have like a white shirt,
yeah,
it's mostly white that you're walking into, really.
Yeah, I walked. What I did was
simulate.
I walked back here and got my fan and set my fan
You're
up.
walking into the light.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's rather warm in here tonight, so I had to get the fan going to kind of cool things down.
well, I kind of figured I don't know, but I kind of figured that he would have to get it. He would have to get it sold. My dad would have to get it sold before you have the ability to get down here.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want you guys to hold anything for me because I don't know when that'll be. That could be next month. That could be 6 months from now. I honestly do not know. I'm gonna do a math. Oh, wait a minute, that's going out over there. Can't do it there, can I? Let's see if that shows up. Oh, it does. Never mind. Did I just press the green button? Ah, doggone it. I did.
Okay.
Yes.
You wear a white shirt in anticipation of the snow, or what is?
No. I just picked a shirt. This is a medium. This is another medium. I just picked a shirt out of the closet. I'm kind of shying away from t-shirts because I got a surprise for you guys on the t-shirts. But no, I just picked this one out and it said medium. I thought, it'll never fit. And it fits just fine. So, yeah. Now, I didn't plan on having a white background like I have now, which really, kind of makes the white shirt go away. This gives me an idea, too. This does give me a really good idea. Let me change it. See how this looks. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean,
No.
there's Greg's. I like Greg's. So.
Are those words written backwards, or that's just when I'm seeing it?
The words are actually.
They're correct.
Right, they're actually left to right. Let's change the subject. So if you're seeing subject to change, that's on your end. Now, I have noticed that sometimes BH Ringer will do a background and it actually flips it backwards for some reason. And I've yet to figure that out.
I thought we were talking about your the Microsoft Windows under the logo, Greg.
No,
I was just looking at the words. They're backwards when I look at it. Zoom.
So I'm trying to keep up with 3 streams right now. Mine,
Well,
obviously.
Say, Alex, I looked up ACBI and they have a LinkedIn page. You know, on there it says the company size is between 51 and 200 employees.
So can I do, if I do this over here on this one?
I know I've seen quite a few people there. When I went Wednesday, because they was all going in and out for lunch breaks and whatnot. So
You like to meet? Oh my God.
Huh?
because I got there like 45 minutes early.
See, I'm still lost, but I'll stay lost. I'm better that way. I hear a phone ringing.
It's not mine. My phone never rings.
I think it's Lorna's.
When it does, I'm surprised.
I'm checking my math from earlier today. Your phone ringing? Oh, the things I do. The things I do. The things I do. Is that the TV or your phone ringing? Your phone ringing?
Yeah, ever since I got this new phone a year ago, that it'll automatically blocks a lot of spam calls. So my phone very rarely rings anymore. Now I got it straight. I had that check mark mirror my video. Oh yeah, I was about to say that. You probably got the mirror your video on or off, and you need to put the check mark in or take the check mark out. I can't remember. Take the check mark off.
So, Ken, does your background mean tonight so that I can go down the rabbit hole or what?
One more time, please, Jeff.
The background you have, does that mean this is the night we go down the rabbit hole?
Oh no, I was just looking for something to say. You know, instead of saying, "Hey, let's change the subject," I thought maybe you guys would notice if I changed it to that. So no, I'm just playing around.
I did, but I was ignoring you.
Story of my life.
Ken, you're trying to trick me into thinking I have one more viewer than I actually do on my screen because one of them is you.
No trick involved. Yeah, one of them is me. I'm watching 3 streams right now. Mine, yours, and the one from a shoot off of Jeff Riddle. And it's been quite interesting to try to keep up with all 3. I need another monitor.
I wonder, you say you're going to be living in an apartment building in Indiana. How are you going to get all those? How are you going to get, 3 or 4 screens on your computer if you're living in an apartment building? Since I assume it will only be like a 2-bedroom and it'll be a whole lot smaller.
The apartment complex that we lived in prior to moving in this house, the 1 bedroom was bigger than both our bedrooms combined. So I'm not too concerned about that. Nor am I concerned about the internet speed. More the location, the rent, the lease, the neighborhood. But that bridge is a long ways away from being crossed. I mean, this isn't going to go where she shows up Monday and says, "Oh yeah, I think I can get you this amount of money and I can probably sell it within a month." That's not going to happen because she pointed out to me today, Charleston, Illinois is not the real estate capital of the world. And it's not.
Yeah.
It's far from it. Whereas if you're in a bigger city, Las Vegas, Indianapolis, Maryland, Baltimore, probably even Brainerd has quicker sales than we have. Unless I can find someone that wants to buy it. I've been talking to Greg on the side. He's looking for a retirement home away from Baltimore. So that went right over your head, Greg?
Tough audience.
No. Well, then, why don't
He's still thinking about it.
He just needs to go to a. He just needs to go to an assisted living facility or something in Maryland, closer to his house, closer to where he lives.
You better
He
be
don't
glad
need
he
to come all
can't
the way
mute you.
to Illinois.
So you found a setting somewhere where you can mirror.
Oh yeah, it's underneath where you select your webcam under the video in Zoom.
Gotta click on that horrible green button, the settings.
Oh, is that where it's at?
Yeah, and then go to background filters, uncheck mirror my video. I don't know what it's doing, but as soon as I unchecked it,
Right. When I show the picture though, it's correct, but when I start the video, it's backwards.
yeah, uncheck that mirror my video.
Yeah, that's cool. A new thing I learned. So no, this is not an indication that we're going down a rabbit hole tonight.
No, right.
But I was just
I was hoping
thinking.
we were going after Alice tonight.
Nah, we'll give him
I
a
got a
break.
question.
Oh, you're about to exceed your 5-question limit per show, but go right ahead.
You said that you wasn't concerned about the internet speed at the apartment at Indiana if y'all moved.
I'm not.
What about if the internet is not fast enough for you to stream and do Zoom and all that? Then you won't be able to keep up your saying, you know, if the day ends in a Y, I'll stream.
Well, give me 35 seconds to think about that. I actually had the answer in about 3 seconds, but I'm going to use the full 35. I was streaming here at 125, I believe. I'll be fine with the internet. And since the area we're going to be living at has fiber optics and gig speed, I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Oh.
And if need be, I'll go to my brother's house and set a studio up.
I'm streaming at 50.
Right. So, pretty sure the greater Indianapolis area is going to have decent internet for me. But that's not even top 50 items for me to concern myself with. Now, the crazy thought, God, I can't believe I'm saying this. The crazy thought did enter my mind that if I can hire on where my brother, sister-in-law, and wife might be working at the starting rate of $18 an hour and get a $2,000 bonus, I may join the workforce again. I don't know. But I will admit that thought ran through my head. So I can push a broom for $18 an hour. And I can say, hey, Mrs. Jones, and she can say her name's Mrs. Sis. I'll say, okay, Mrs. Jones, and keep right on going. She's
I
never
don't
going to know
even
any
have
different.
any idea what this the ACDI place would pay because we didn't even talk about it at the interview and they don't put it on they didn't put it on the job description, so I have no idea.
What is the position?
Technical support consultant. It's basically I'd be answering phone, email, chat messages, stuff like that, because they have customers. Because they're the ones that do. They're an MSP, a managed service provider for printing, the paper cut stuff, and so customers get services from them, and I'd be the one that's a customer service technical support when they call them.
So help desk stuff to start with.
Yes.
I'm going to guess $16, $17 an hour to start. Yeah, that's about the average. My ex-son-in-law has a 2-year degree in information technology, and he started working for an outfit, and that was about what he started for. And later on, he moved on to another company where he got more money, but he was doing servers and phones and all kinds of stuff at that place.
Well, this place, it may be some of that too, but the way I read it, it sounds like customer service, technical support, like, because they still expect you to know, like, Mac and Linux stuff and Active Directory and all that sort of stuff.
Did they tell you, did they give you training?
They did not, but I'm sure they will, or that'll be brought up in a later interview.
So hopefully you'll get notified next week, and you'll get your second interview, and then the third interview, and then everybody will be very happy for you. But you still got to buy the first dinner.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? You're going to buy the first dinner. It's like when you make a hole in one on the golf course. You got to buy everybody around the drinks because you got a hole in one. You got a job. You got to buy the first dinner.
What, Jeff?
Whoa. Hold on a minute. That boy's going in the timeout room. Hold on. Do what, Jeff? How long should I leave him there? Thing is, he does not understand. I'm just messing around.
Google it.
Google how long I should leave him in there?
No, Google how many dinner you can buy.
Yeah, really. So we Google.
We're trying to just tell you how many dinners you gotta buy.
We didn't want you to have a heart attack on the screen, so we threw you over there to look it up.
Well, you're too fast. You're too fast. You're letting me in too fast.
Because we don't take hours researching something. We're done. We may be old, but we know what we's doing.
And if we don't know, we makes it up.
Exactly. Oh, yes, the fine art of BS. I was just messing with you, Alex. I said something. Hey, your glasses are crooked. Put them on straight. Everybody don't need to know you were crying. Just there you go. Good job. You're getting better at catching the jokes, though. I got to give you credit for that. That's good. I don't know that that's a bad influence or a good influence.
I live with the king of dry humor, the king of jokes.
Oh, you saw my book.
I'm referring to my day.
Oh. Well, I taught him.
I'm
A lot of technical places I think you'll find there's more dry humor than other kinds.
Yes.
Although the environment has changed a lot since I began work back in the late 70s.
What does dry humor have to do with technical questions?
Oh, are we back to technical questions? I didn't realize that. Hold on, let me. You guys got
the
it.
type of people that tend to work in technical places, I think, more often than not, have dry humor than, say, slapstick style humor.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that. I would 100% agree. Hey, I just became a mod on another channel. Imagine that. I don't know.
Tech Talk channel?
No, this is a shoot off from Jeff Riddle. But take this however you want. It's a bunch of women that get together, and every now and then a few men join in there. And I wanted to post my link, and that's why they made me a mod. So I've been keeping up with them for about 3 weeks now.
Jeff Riddle, is he the guy who did the veteran stuff?
No, he lives up in Michigan, and they do a daily show, and they talk about many things.
Okay.
I wonder what Doug's going to talk about tomorrow.
I don't know. I kind of blew today with Carrie, so I'm not going to go out on a limb on that.
Actually, I was wondering because I didn't see him post anything yet for tomorrow.
So you said, so was your prediction right about it being? I haven't seen it. I haven't watched.
No, Carrie was, or Doug wasn't on Carrie's channel, so I will humbly take my lumps and say I was wrong.
Huh?
Doesn't bother me a bit.
What?
I'll be right back.
Oh, come on, cheer up.
No, I made a prediction and it didn't come true.
Hey, you win some, you lose some.
I lose more than I win. No, he hasn't done anything yet, but again, maybe not.
You didn't post a preview?
I haven't checked. I've got Alex's channel running.
Did
I'm
they
looking
post
under my subscriptions here, and I can't find anybody.
Carrie was going to. Carrie was going to an all-in-one. William Dawson says we were talking about when you type. And he said Carrie's going to go to an all-in-one. So he's going to put an all-in-one on that computer build he was doing today. So this is kind of cool. I talked to you guys, but since Alex restreams it, then people that follow him this is kind of neat. Okay, so that ended. So I can get out of that one.
What was the thing I see that there was a stream by Doug a couple days ago about Windows 10 home drive encryption? I didn't even know that you could encrypt that.
Yeah, that kind of lost me too.
It seems I watched that. It seems to be a less configurable. According to Doug, it's a less configurable version of BitLocker that you can't do. It's a bare bones version of BitLocker that you can't do much with.
Yeah, it says Windows 10 home drive
It
encryption
basically
on by default.
automatically stores your recovery key in OneDrive or whatever, so automatically so that you can't lose it or whatever. But so apparently you have to have OneDrive configured in order to be able to use it. But
I use Paracrypt to make an encrypted drive, like a virtual drive where I store stuff like from the bank and credit cards and that sort of thing. Basically, it's just a big file that turns into a drive letter when you go through the Paracrypt software. So it's not, it will encrypt the whole disk as well, but I'm not sure I want to do all of that.
I don't even want to think about it because I screw things up enough as it is, and I'll just be something else. I'll end up screwing it up. Then I'll be calling Darren going, bloody hell, you're not going to believe what I did.
I don't need it. I don't need the whole drive encrypted. I don't have much on the computer that I don't want other people to see or whatever. Should the computer get stolen, but like the computer I'm on now, it stays in the house, and when we're not home, the door's locked, the deadbolt's done, and the security system is on.
You don't let your computer out to play in the yard every now and then? You said it stays in the house. I mean, I let mine go outside 15 minutes a day.
Well, you use smoking because it's not pork or beef.
It could be chicken. No, you said your computer stays in the house. I thought that indicated maybe you might let them go outside every now and then.
Police on it.
Really?
I don't.
Put a little computer door in the door. Never
I
mind.
don't. But if I wanted to hook up my desktop computer, if I wanted to take this desktop computer and hook it up outside, I probably could. Because our Wi-Fi is strong enough, that it reaches out in the driveways. I could hook it up outside.
You just had it wandering around on its own.
Wait, isn't that what they make laptops for?
Yep.
Let me think about this. So you want to take your computer outside if you got good Wi-Fi. Yeah, I think they make laptops for that.
I talked to an honest to God Microsoft representative in Costco today. She was there trying to encourage people to buy Microsoft laptops.
So she actually works at Microsoft. Or
She was a Microsoft employee.
Selling Surface.
Surface, yep.
Surface 3.
Yep.
don't they have like that's an old model, right? Don't they have like a Surface 4 or Surface 5 out now?
No. Last year was 2.
She was talking about this new thing they've got in some of their, I guess Intel said called EVO. EVO, I don't know exactly what all it involves. It's some of the technology and some of the systems they have. It's not only in Microsoft Surface, it's in some other computers too. She was pushing that.
I want
Microsoft Surfaces are good for, I guess, good for people that need a portable computer. But as far as I can't see the benefit of like me having one because they're like not available at all. What you get is what you get is what you got. Like an iPad.
Boy, when we run out of things to say, we just all don't say anything. So let's spend, how much time can we sit here and not say anything? This will be interesting.
I get my teddy bear along done.
There was one Microsoft Surface they come out with that shipped with
3 seconds.
with Windows 10s. So it was like the Chromebook version of it. It was like the Chromebook, Microsoft's answer to a Chromebook. And if you wanted to upgrade the software on it to Windows 10 Pro, you had to pay or whatever. You had to pay for the upgrade. So they you paid for $1,000 or whatever computer, and you had to pay for the license to upgrade it to a
S was the one that was only that stuff through the Microsoft Store, right?
Right. That's the one that. So they made they basically was with that Windows 10s operating system. They was trying to make it like trying to make a Microsoft version of a Chromebook. You could only download stuff from the Microsoft Store, like on an Android phone. You can get stuff through the Play Store.
Great.
But on an Android phone, if you know what you're doing, you can go in there and enable the setting to install apps from unknown sources and then install whatever app that you want as long as it comes in a .apk file.
Yes, you can sideload it.
Don't you fear, though, by putting all these things on there that allow you to do things with other things, with things you're not supposed to do things with, that sometimes some things aren't going to work?
Yes.
You understood all that?
I broke my Wii that away, my original Wii that away, and that's the reason why I ended up having to get the one I have now, the Wii U, because I tried to put stuff on it that you wasn't supposed to put on it. Messed around with the settings I wasn't supposed to mess around with, and then got a little too far into configurations and basically fried the whole software. It would still, the console itself would still boot up and it would still come to the menu screen, but if you tried to click on anything, nothing would work. It would come up with a message. Nothing would work at all. I basically put myself between a rock and a hard place where I had all these games and all these controllers, and I couldn't do anything with them without buying a brand new $350 console at the time.
So when you put yourself between a rock and a hard place, was that intentionally?
No, because the reason why I did it was putting this software on the Wii that's not licensed by Nintendo was so that I could rip my games from the DVDs to an external hard drive, be able to play them off an external hard drive. Well, after I did all that and all that worked, I thought, well, I was Googling stuff and looking up stuff, and I was seeing that you could do this and you could do that, and you could change this on the menu and change that, and I was messing around with those settings after I had done what I originally wanted to do, which was copy all my games over to a hard drive. And then that's what broke it. My messing around looking up stuff is what broke it. If I would have just stopped after I copied all the games over to the hard drive, it would still work.
I just wondered. I mean, I was impressed you could keep up with what I said because I said it intentionally the way that I said it so that no one would understand what I said. And you kept right up with it and answered the question. So, good job. And dead silence again.
Let's bring up the topic.
Name it.
W's not in here, or he would have something to say.
Oh, he's watching and he's saying something in the chat. As is Bob. Bob is back.
He's just waiting till you end the YouTube stream and then he'll jump in.
Probably. Now, usually that's Robert. He does that when he's at work, but he's off this weekend, so who knows? But by all means, anybody got anything on their mind you want to bring up? Say something.
I want more RAM.
Hmm? You want more RAM?
Yeah.
How much you got? How much RAM you got now? 32?
16.
Oh,
Wait for the price to come down. I don't need more RAM. When I was trying to when I was getting parts to put in this computer I have now, I looked at how much 64 gigabytes of RAM cost, and it was like $300, and I couldn't justify spending that much on the RAM right now. So I got 32 for like 130 something.
That's what I usually get, just 32.
Because am I really going to notice a difference between 32 and 64 right now? No, I'm not. Because the 32, like right now, I'm only using like less than 20% of my memory.
I mean, if you don't work with animation or Blender or these take a ton of RAM, these programs. But the majority of people is probably fine with 16. And if you do editing and stuff like that, or if you run VMs, you may want to have 32. Yes.
That's the main reason why I have 32 is because I like to run VMs sometimes.
Yeah, but I run VMs from time to time too, and I have 16 gigabytes in my PC, and it's fine. Yes.
I like that, Ken. I know what it says. I can read it. You don't have to hide.
I'm not hiding. I just went to my midget days. I'm trying to figure out what the blurb is over there underneath the E and the R in viewers and choice. I don't know what that's trying to pick up because there's well, you know what? It's probably trying to pick something up over I don't know. I cannot handle being that short, though. So, let's go around the room. Greg, bring up a
Yes.
topic. Your choice. Yours choice. Oh, wait, you said Ram. Rick? No, go ahead, Greg. Seriously.
Well,
Rick, anything on your mind?
No, I was just wondering if what happens tonight, tomorrow. What's your weather gonna be like?
Yeah,
Our temperatures are kind of like a yo-yo. 29 and the next day 6
Oh,
degrees. Next
shows
day
we have
34.
snow showers. I'll be right back. I'm gonna run outside. Me run. Right.
I could probably go faster than he. I could probably go faster than him, faster than he could run. I could probably outrun him at 6 miles an hour.
He's older than you are, Rick, Alex.
And plus, I'm on wheels. So being old ain't got nothing to do with it. Because I'm on wheels.
Yes, I was always.
Oh, I got disappointing news.
I was always the slowest, but now I'm the quickest.
No snow, no showers, no nothing.
Good. You wanted that, yes?
No. But according to the app, we show snow showers for the next hour, and at 1 o'clock, 50%, all the way to 3 o'clock where it turns to 60%, all the way to 7 o'clock where it goes 90%. So I backed the car in the garage just in case we get snow and the wind blows and it drifts again. But no, I don't want snow at all.
I'll take 8 to 12.
You can have it.
Um,
You can have it. Okay, Catherine, what's on your mind?
you know, nothing's video, nothing's Friday. The last Friday, when Perry went with this horrid PSU, the PSU that is. Gamers Nexus tested a PSU, not the specific one Perry had, but they tested the PSU from that company, yes. And Gamers Nexus established that it was. They said it's gold, but it's not even. It's barely even touching bronze level, yes. So yeah. And Kerry, he's using these PSUs from this company, yes. Although this company is like lying to the people, yes.
So who'd we lose, Alex?
Looks like it.
I haven't kept up with who's been here, so
Jeff's on break.
yeah.
So,
Probably taking care of his wife. It's 10 after 10.
Instead of just saying, hey, look, I show you a PSU that you absolutely should not buy and avoid at all costs. Yes.
So you bring a question in my mind up. How much of this do you think Carrie is showing, experimenting, testing, whatever you want to label it, and getting paid to do it?
I mean, I believe him when he says that he could send the Assassin's Creed to him. Yes.
Well, he's mentioned a time or two that such and such company reached out to him and said, "Would you like to?" What's the word? I want to say showcase, but that's the wrong word. you think he gets compensated to do that, or you think he just gets the free equipment to do that?
I think he says when he gets a product from a company, yes, like the Keep Cool. So he says, oh, Keep Cool sent me the Assassin's Cooler to try it out, yes, and for me to give my review on it, yes. But like for the last two videos, this time it was the Assassins from Be Cool, and last week it was the PSU, yes. For both products, Gamers Nexus has already videos of them, yes, to explain to people that that if they search on Amazon for the cheapest PSU that is gold rated, yes, it's actually not a good idea that they should pay a little bit more for some for better quality, like for a quality PSU, yes. And I I always hope that Carrie would say, look, I bought this so I can show you what you
What about?
You're not on there.
should not buy.
You're not showing.
Yes.
No, you put the green thing. Oh, I'm
No.
there.
It's
I
not.
don't know.
Just a certain. There.
Oh, here.
Hello.
Shut
Ian
up.
said hi to.
Hi. I cannot you see it?
Hold on. Let me solve this issue.
No, you're fine.
Well,
Babe, I'm watching something there.
all right, sure. Here's how she's watching it.
So why does he not go and say, look, this is stunning. This is something you can trust. This is something you can buy. This is an EVGA. This is something you can trust. This is something you can buy. And this I got so I can show you what you should not buy, like at all. Yes.
I'm going to change the picture. Give me just a second here. For some reason, I don't have the ability to do it unless I go online and actually change the picture. Oh, here, this is a good one. I like this one. Then, oh, it changed automatically. Cool. Okay, so Jeff is back. Gary, what's on your mind?
I was going to say something nasty, but
Oh, we're still streaming, so hold that thought for later. We'll come back to you. Jeff, what's on your mind?
Well, I just remembered I found some stuff that you may recognize in the garage the other day.
Yeah.
Okay.
38.
Yeah,
Yes,
even though you're
dog tags and earplugs. And what is it? It's 2 can openers.
P38.
They're called P38
Yeah.
Yep.
or John Wayne.
Hi, John.
This survived our garage fire we had 4 years ago. But my uniforms didn't. Not that it matters much at this point in time.
They may call you back up.
Well, I guess since I was regular Army at one point, I guess they technically could. But they'd be damn near the bottom of the barrel.
I wouldn't answer.
Well, they'll need people to run the keyboards and the computers and the filing and all of that. You're not necessarily going to be deployed.
But couldn't fit in the uniform.
No, I don't think I could get in any of mine either.
I did get called up after I was out for about 2 years. I was in the inactive reserve pool out of St. Louis. And I got called up to go to summer camp with the local National Guard unit. Gave me all new boots and uniforms and whatever. And, so I got a good pair of boots out of it that I wore for a few years.
I wouldn't mind seeing if my dress blues still fit, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, given that when I was in the Army, I weighed about 165 pounds, and I'm about 210 now. I'm going to squeeze in.
I weighed 246 the other day, so I'm about 16 pounds heavier than I was when I was in the military. They might fit, but it's all in one place, so I don't know.
Well, and besides, mine has shifted down a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mine's kind of all in one general location. So Lorna brought me in some walnuts, pecans, whatever you want to call them, pistachios, and cashews.
Oh,
Yes, very, very, very nice, very healthy.
Yeah, it's not a bad snack for me. Yeah, I was happy today. I got my results from my labs on Wednesday. My blood sugar dropped 21 points, or the glucose dropped 21 points over from October. My potassium is low, even though I take 2 potassium pills a day, so I look for that to change next week. Everything else was good. I was real happy to see the glucose has gone down, because that means dieting is the wrong word. That means my eating habits and the medication is working. So,
Yeah, it's good.
yeah, real good.
were you the one talking about thyroid level the other day?
No, we haven't gone into that yet. Hopefully we never will. They're trying to figure out why I got these stupid leg cramps. And oddly enough, I figured last night and this morning, since I rearranged this room yesterday, and a lot of moving, a lot of lifting, a lot of walking, I really anticipated a rough night and a rough morning. Not one cramp. Not one. Not even one little tenth of a cramp. Nothing. No, which means I just jinxed myself, and it'll be all night tonight.
Hey guys, I gotta go. I got Mother Nature calling, and I gotta get something to eat, and I want to go to bed after that.
All right, Rick, thank you for being here. Let me turn the camera back on briefly.
Bye, Rick. Sleep well.
Thank you, sir, for being here. We'll see you tomorrow, probably on Doug's and mine.
Yeah.
If nothing else, on Doug. So,
Yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow.
all right, be safe.
So this channel got the Viewer's Choice Award?
Not yet. We're working on it. Got to get to 100 subs first. No, I turned it off so I could eat the. I'm sure you guys don't want to sit here and watch me eat these peanuts. Where are we at? Hour 44 minutes, coming right up on our time. So I find 2 hours is good. Do what?
I made barbecue beef with noodles and lots of onions and gravy.
Well, here's the thing that's really odd. Had a good breakfast. Maple something sausage from Jimmy Dean. It was really good. And 3 scrambled eggs and a little bit of cheese. So that was real good. And for lunch, I've been having a half a can of chili with some cheese and a glass of water. And today, when I opened up the chili, it didn't look good, didn't look bad, but it looked different. So I thought, well, I'll stir it up. It'll be all right. Shouldn't have done that. There was clearly something wrong with it. So tonight at dinner, we had pork and Lorna had rice. I didn't have one thing for dinner. I didn't feel like eating because of the effects of the chili. Now these peanuts right now taste pretty damn good, let me tell you. So when I got home, I threw the rest of the chili out because my instincts were this is bad, but I thought, stir it up, it'll be fine. Warm it up, it'll kill everything. It didn't. So yes.
If you get a cat, yes, and you're not sure if something is gone, then you just offer it to the cat, and then you watch the cat. If the cat turns away, you throw it away without the toilet. And if the cat is still eating it, then you can eat it because they have the far more decent nose receptors than we have. Yes.
Yeah.
So they can smell things we do not even have to think about of smelling, yes? Because cats and dogs, they have the Jacob's organ. You see when they open their mouth in the upper part, it looks like it's not even, it's uneven, and that's this special organ, yes? So if they want to sniff real good, they sniff and then they open their mouth a bit and this organ helps, yes? So they have far more receptors. And cats, they do not want to get sick, so they don't eat what is not good, yes? But don't do that with a dog, because if you follow a dog, the dog eats practically anything.
That's
They,
true.
they just want to eat it, then they throw up, and when they have thrown up, they eat their thrown up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that's dogs, yes. And cats, they sniff, and if it's good, they want to eat it, and if it's not good, they turn away. Yes. So, yes.
Yeah, you got to watch the dog. There was one of the guys on the blue collar comedy thing that had a routine about his dog eating stuff.
Dogs, they can eat a lot. They really, they are like, they can eat, their own toys, yes.
Yes.
So dog is not the right animal to do the food test with, yes. So cats are much better.
Yeah.
All right, let me end the stream here. We're right at 2 hours, I believe. Hour 51, close enough to 2 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Let me eat this little bit of peanuts I got. Okay, so I am going to end the YouTube. Pardon?
What have I said? Black box says, ugh, cat stuff.
So you were talking about the dogs and some of their activities. So Tony, thank you for being here.
Yes,
Bob, thank you for being here. Tom, thank you for being here. Chuck, thank you for subbing and joining us. I appreciate that so much. We will see you guys tomorrow night. Lorna's 10 to 10, so it'll be another 10:30, 10:45-ish go unless she leaves early, which would be nice. And then Sunday, she's 6 to 6. So I'm looking at a 7 or 8 o'clock start on Sunday. Good night. Thank you for being here. The Zoom will continue. The stream will end in, I don't know, now.